And we're rolling, but we're not live.
Well,
Because last week,
and the week before, and the week before,
we're having technical difficulties.
and the week before.
So,
We're not doing
He's
live
now
anymore because it
listening-
sucks.
and you're listening to me.
Oh, shut up.
Let's record
I'm
first, and then we'll post.
Okay.
Yeah. So, sorry, but apparently nobody's listening to our videos because nobody complained.
Yeah.
People!
I mean, where was your live video last week? Nothing.
Nothing.
Which brings me to a pet peeve of mine.
Oh, what's a pet peeve?
I have a pet peeve.
You have a lot of pet peeves, but which one are you talking about now?
With this group, with everyone following us, you suck. No.
Don't say that. No
I'm
wonder
just
people.
joking.
Oh my word.
But they know me and they know I'm joking. I'm joking. You know what I'm joking.
Like,
Anyways.
I don't know you.
Okay, so here's the thing, and I thought about this just the other day. We, as a society, talk about everything. I have an addiction, I have a porn addiction, I have drinking, I have marijuana, meth.
You have a lot of problems.
Yeah, totally.
My
We
word.
have all these addictions that we're happy to talk about because that helps
I don't
us
know.
get through them. However, we don't talk about marriage at all. I don't think there's only, I would say, a handful of us that do this on a regular basis, that we continually talk about marriage because it's something that we believe in.
Mm-hmm.
And it really bothers me in the fact that we tend to get married and then isolate, which is the exact opposite that you should be doing.
Yeah.
You should get married and unisolate, be involved
Find
with
your
as
community.
many people that are married as possible,
Yeah.
because marriage isn't perfect. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to have struggles, and we don't have anyone to go to because the first thing we do is, hey babe, we're in this all alone and together.
And we have to figure this out.
Which is stupid. It's entirely stupid, and we should be really, really honest
Yeah.
that marriages aren't perfect, and we struggle, and we're honest when we struggle, and honestly, you should be honest when you struggle. And if this video helps you, and you know that it would help someone else, then share it. And if you were shared by this video, your friends just love you and they want you to have a successful marriage, not that your marriage is unsuccessful, because once somebody says, hey, read this marriage book, why, what's wrong with my marriage?
Right. I thought everything was fine. Is that everything?
Maybe nothing. Maybe you just need to hear this because
But I think you know.
you need to hear it. Or if you are struggling, then just take it. Wow, somebody wants to invest into my marriage. That's a big problem that we have, I would say, societally. Once you get married, you isolate and it's you against the world. That's not the way that marriage is supposed to be. When you got married, back in ye old 1800, it was a whole community event. Everyone knew you. Everyone was invested in you. Everyone wanted to make sure that you stayed together.
That's
the whole point
You remember
of...
that, huh?
Yeah, I was there. Well, she's reading Outlander, and it's kind of the same thing.
That would be the 1700s.
Oh, sorry. Why are you laughing? But you kind of get the idea that it's okay to be honest and say that my marriage is struggling.
Yep.
Because if you're okay and you're honest and you say that my marriage is struggling, it allows somebody else to go, wow, somebody else is struggling with this too. Maybe I need some advice. Maybe I should talk to them. Maybe I should reach out. It's kind of like a woman being molested at work and keeping quiet about it, and the next woman's molested at work and they keep quiet about it.
That's a good analogy.
You're propagating the same stuff and not helping out anyone.
But not blaming. It's not blaming.
Right.
Always blaming, but yeah.
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 And so we had a good long conversation, and so in the past our videos we kind of try to cover a bunch of things. We try to cover sex, we try to cover arguments, we try to cover chores, we try to cover all of this and all of that, but
a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You could do with this, and you could do with that.
Wow. Okay. But in that conversation, what we realize is
We're losing them, people. We're losing them.
a part of that conversation is that there are a lot of you that are really, really struggling and don't know how to kind of get out of that struggle. And so I really wanted to start off with Marriage 101. This is Marriage 101. Welcome to our class. It's very simple. You have one question and one piece of homework. Take your spouse out and ask them, do you want to be married?
Do you want to be married?
Do you
You
want to
could
be
be
married
married a month. You could be married 40 years. Do you want to be married?
Mm-hmm.
It's a scary question.
It's a huge, scary question.
That is a very scary question to ask.
And this kind of harkened back to me when I had a real job.
In the 1800s.
Harken. Yeah. When I had a real job and I was going through a conflict with my boss, I picked up the phone and he called me and he was like, "Tim, do you want to work here?" Yeah. And then that was the end of the conflict. And so I think at the very core of whatever's happening in your marriage, that you really have to look at the other person and say, do you want to be here? And I'm not saying, do you feel like you want to be here?
Right.
I'm saying,
totally different.
Do you want to make the choice to be here?
Yeah.
And once you're on the same page of making that same choice, yes, I want to be married and I want to be married to you and it doesn't matter how I feel,
yeah,
then we can go somewhere. But if you can't even get there, and I really don't want you to get divorced at all,
right,
but I really want you both to get on the same page of that. I love you. I vowed that the rest of my life I'm going to support you and be there for you and be your person. Whether how I feel, if I like it or not,
my lobster.
That's what I choose to do every day. Period. Love is a choice. Your marriage is a choice, and it's a choice you have to make every day. When is the last time you asked your spouse, do you want to be married?
I want to be married, and I want to be married to you. I may not feel like it all the time.
Like today.
No. No, we've been good today.
Not yet.
No, but, wow. And that's okay. That doesn't, you're not promising, I'm going to feel in love with you. I'm going to feel like I want to be with you. I'm going to feel like I like you every single day of the rest of our lives.
I don't like you right now.
That's not what you're promising.
No, you're promising that you're going to choose.
I want to be married to you.
Yeah.
Which means if the other spouse says the same thing, that literally means you're going to do everything you can to stay married.
Yep.
And that may be a different conversation beyond that.
That's
Start with
102.
that. Yeah, start with that.
101. Do you want to be married? And do you want to be married to me?
What happens if they say no?
I am deathly scared of that.
You are scared of that?
No. It's
in general.
It's a question. Is that a feeling or is this a choice? Because marriage is a choice.
That might prompt just a lot of other conversations.
It might prompt them.
Why?
And the thing is,
because of this.
I will play worst case scenario.
Yeah.
The answer is I don't want to be married to you. Guess what? I'm sorry. You're going to go through something really hard, but I just saved you some time. That's a sucky thing to say. But why would you want to stay married with someone who does not want to be married to you? You are never going to have a successful, happy marriage because that person doesn't want to be there.
That's a tough reality, but it kind of is.
It's
you
a really
said to me,
tough
no,
reality.
I don't want to be married. I feel like I'd want to do everything. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? If
but it's
he
my
doesn't
choice.
want to be there, it doesn't matter what I say, what I do. Now, you can come back around. That can really be a wake-up call for a spouse to go, whoa. And there could be underlying issues. Is there neglect? Is there abuse? Is there verbal or emotional abuse? Is there
so the question after that is a why
what's going on?
question. I don't want to be married to you.
And I don't want to go
Why?
into the 102 just yet, because we do have a lot more stuff to go on with that. But there may be a break and then a coming back around. People have been remarried after years. Who knows? But start with that and see where you are.
But honestly,
put you both on the same page at least. If
we
you
love
both say
marriage.
Yes. We
we
marriage.
love marriage, and we don't want anyone to get a divorce.
No, ever.
But that's the thing. I could say, I don't want to be married to you, but I choose to love you, and I choose to be with you. What I'm communicating is, right now I don't feel like I want to be married. And feeling is a feeling, but I
It's
choose
gone.
to be here.
Because there's sometimes I feel hungry. After dinner, I don't feel hungry anymore. Does that interpret the rest of my life, what I feel that one moment? No. But I choose to eat food every day to keep
Because if
myself
it did,
alive.
you'd be dead. So, take this conversation very, very carefully.
Yeah.
If you're
And
arguing,
think about it before you throw that out. Especially
don't
if
bring
you're
up
not
the
too
question.
sure.
If you're arguing in the middle of an argument, do you want to be married? Okay.
No.
No.
Right now, no.
Right.
Is that, yeah, that's what you're
Right.
going to get. Right now, no. Yeah.
Really hard question. Really hard homework. It should prompt a lot of good conversation and or bring things out of the dark that you had no idea. No, I don't want to be married, and the reason why is because you have a pornography addiction. No, I don't want to be married because you are an alcoholic. You'll at least know the crux and the issue of your marriage, what the problem is. And then
102, we'll dive more into that.
you could build on the foundation. So foundationally, a good, strong marriage, you both want to be there. forever. And it's a choice, and it's not a feeling.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Look, we just made it 5 seconds under 10. Okay, 102 is next week.
Yeah! Oh, wait! Go on a date. Get datebox.com/haveamarriage50 for 50% off a date box.
There you go.